Hi, dog parents and future dog parents. My name is Patty, and on this channel, we discuss dogs. Why dogs? Why not? They're amazing. Do you remember saving your first dog? Ever in your life? Do you remember saving your first dog? I know I do. I was 19 years old, and it just gave me great satisfaction to save a dog. And I've been saving dogs ever since. I've been helping out with rescue, volunteering, pet sitting, but to save a dog is the best feeling ever. So I'm going to tell you my experience of how I saved my first dog at the age of 19. One day I was on the metro train in California and I was going to work. It was early in the morning. It was about 8:30 in the morning. And I'm on my way to work and we made a stop. Our train made a stop. And I was looking out the window and I saw this man and he was just beating this dog. And I'm like, what the heck? And he just kept beating it and beating it. And everybody on the train with me saw him beating this dog, but I was the only one that reacted. I grabbed my purse and I ran off that train. I ran over to the man and I said, why are you beating this dog? Why are you beating him so much? And he said, it's my dog and I can do anything I want with it. I said, no, stop beating the dog. Your dog didn't do anything that bad where you have to beat it the way that you're beating it. He says, it's my dog. And I said, listen, I want the dog. I said, give me the dog. And he said, no. I said, please give me the dog. I said, here. And I went in my bag and I pulled out all my money that I had. And it was $41. I said, here, you can have the money. Please let me have the dog. And he says, you really want this dog? And I said, yes, please, can I have the dog? And he says, fine, if you want the dog, take it. He snatched the money out of my hand. I grabbed the dog and I just held on to the dog's leash and he walked away. But the dog wanted to go with the owner. Why? Because the dog loved unconditionally. That dog still wanted to go home with its owner. And it was so sad because that dog was just beaten by the owner. And no telling how many times that dog was beaten by this owner. And yet the dog still wanted to be with its owner. And it broke my heart. I just cried. And while I was sitting there, I was thinking about my situation. And I said, oh my God, how am I going to get home? I can't get on the metro train. I can't get on the bus. I don't have enough money and I can't get on with a dog. How am I supposed to get home? And I knew that I was about 45 minutes away from where I lived. And I'm like, what's going to happen to us? And I kept thinking, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a terrible situation. I got to call my job and let them know that I'm not coming in. And I didn't have any more money. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really, really bad. And while I was sitting there crying, this lady came over and she says, I saw what you did and you saved the dog. And I said, yes. I said, but I saved the dog, but I gave him all my money and I don't have enough money to get home. And she says, oh my gosh, you don't have enough money to get home. I said, no. And she's like, oh my God, what are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And back then there was no Uber Lyft. There was nothing like that. You could only take a taxi and I didn't have no money to take a taxi. So being on the metro trains in California, police officers will come periodically and check at a station or ride the metro train with us. And so the police officers saw us and they said, hey, are you okay? And I told them my story. I said, I saved this dog from being beaten, but I don't know how to get home. And so what they did, they were so nice to me. I really appreciate these police officers. They let me and my dog get into their car. They drove us to the city, the adjacent city, and they placed me where a bank was. And so I was able to get some money out of my account. And I only had $30. So I still didn't have enough to get home in a taxi. So they asked me, they said, do you have enough to get home? I said, no, I don't. I said, but what me and my dog are going to do, because it was my dog now, we're going to walk until 4 o'clock. Now, mind you, it's about 10 o'clock now or 10:15 now. We're going to walk until 4 o'clock until my sister get off of work. And then we're going to ask her for a ride when she gets off of work at 5 o'clock. They're like, are you sure you want to do that? I said, I have no choice. That's what I'm going to do. And if it doesn't work out, then I can just go on and get a taxi from there. But we're going to walk for hours. Me and that dog, we walked for hours. We took breaks. We walked. We drank water. And we walked again. We walked. I had a big workout. I think that dog said, you know what? You probably should have left me with the owner. But no, I did not want him to go back. But we walked and walked and walked and walked. And I called my sister and she came to get us. And thank God. So what I did, I had to find this dog a home because I had my own little studio apartment. But I knew that no dogs were allowed. So I had to find this dog a home. And I remember that my friend had a dog. He had a German Shepherd. And I said, well, you know what? He needs a companion. I said I was going to talk my friend to take in the dog. And I said, yes, it will work because I knew he liked me. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. But now he lives with his mom and dad. So, that's another story. So anyways, I went over to their house the next day and I told them what happened. And they're looking at me with this dog and saying, why are you bringing this dog here? I said, is there any way that you can take care of the dog until I find it a new home? And they're like, wait, no, we already have a dog. We're not doing that. And all of a sudden they said, okay, fine, we'll do it. I said, I will pay you $25 a month so you can take care of the dog. And I will come over and I will take care of it and I'll wash it and clean it and, do what I can. And they're like, don't worry about it. We'll do it. We'll take care of the dog. They did it begrudgingly. But they were kind of okay with it. And long story short, they wanted to keep the dog. I was so happy because my friend's dog now had a companion or a little brother. And they played with each other so well. And I just feel so good. I sacrificed for this little dog. And now this dog has found a new forever home. And no more beatings, just nothing but love. So people, isn't it great to help save a dog? It's so wonderful. It gives you great instant gratification. It really does. So people, when was the first time you saved a dog? Please write in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe. And tell your dog I said hi.